Hello, everyone, and welcome to this week's episode of Sports Esports Podcast. I'm your host, William, and I'm the only one here today. That's because of Game of Thrones, but won't spoil anything there. Anyway, we'll do a very quick recap because the match histories and stuff during the games, most of them they didn't like to put them, and we'll have to get into the two play-in. The final two play-in. Well, I guess there's three, but the Team Liquid versus Fung Fu and Flash Wolves versus Vagabond. Or Vega Squadron, not Vagabond. But we'll get real quick. We'll do a real quick recap and then we'll talk about those games. Brian also gave me his predictions. He's not here, but he did give me his predictions for those. First, we had DFM versus INT or ENTS in the first game, and this was not that good of a game. This was only 30-minute loss, but DFM they had the late game with the Sivir Vlad, and the fact that they won in 31 minutes and didn't show up. They had a slight gold lead, as you can see, 1.6k for a while, but it really didn't feel like they were actually in control of the game. It was more so they just they were kind of bullying a little bit because Vlad needs time to scale and Sivir needs time to scale, but they had plenty of time to scale, and once they did, it was all over. And started this tournament really terrible, 0-3. And honestly, Brazil is probably pretty upset in general as the region again disappoints for the third year in a row. Next was Vega Squadron versus Mega. This game was pretty much a complete blowout as well. It was 7-8 kill wise, but it wasn't much killing to say, but just Vega just had full control of the game. Outside of G4 on the Azir, there wasn't much else going on for Mega. I know he only did 8.7k damage, but he felt like he was doing a little bit more than the rest of the team. Vega Squadron just was able to take over, especially with the Rise and the Varus, and they just had everything going for them. They moved on to 3-0 at this point. Or 4-0 actually at that point. Or no, it was 3-0. It was 3-0. I was right the first time. Now, there wasn't many things here anymore, sadly. And for all these games, as you can see, they didn't put the post thing, the summary at the end of the game. That's the word I'm looking for. At the end of it, so I'm a little disappointed. But yeah, we had DFM versus Mega, and DFM they kind of out dominate. We saw Misfortune. That was a really cool pick to see, actually. It popped off. Udapon had an amazing MSI, and this actually set DFM up for a 3-1 to go in the face Vega, who would have been at the time. They were 3-0, and then after this game, they went to 4-0 because they absolutely destroyed ITS. I always call them ITS but I know that's ENTS as well. I don't know why I don't just put the N there. It's a little confusing, but yeah, they just absolutely obliterated them, as you could tell. Mills had a very poor game at 0-4 on the Kaisa. They faced the Gadgets Nico, who apparently is his most played champion. I didn't know that coming in, but yeah, he looked really good on that. It was 6-1-4, and then Boss also looked really clean on the Aurelia. And this was just a straight up blowout this whole game. And you can tell it's only 22 minutes in when they're right here. Next was ENTS versus Mega. This game did not matter. This was a complete wash of a game. Both teams had been mathematically eliminated by this point, and ENTS actually brought out the Sona Taric. And bringing out the Sona Taric with the Hecarim, I think, is a fantastic strategy. I like it by itself, but with Hecarim, it adds even more. And then especially with Aurelia and Skarner, just all around good. They struggled a bit, and it looked like Mega had a pretty good lead for probably the first 22 minutes of this game. But then after we got the snowball coming with Sona Taric, the snowball didn't stop, and they picked up a few kills. They killed the Lloyd and they killed G4 under their own tower. He got cocky. He got hit by the Skarner ult. And then they just popped Lloyd and June just back to back like that. Got the Baron, and then they weren't able to be stopped from that point. And this was ENTS in Brazil's first win of the entire play-ins, which I did predict. But I was pretty happy about that one. But yeah, it was not a good showing from them overall. This was a big game between DFM and Vega Squadron. This is also, they didn't put the thing in. I don't get why, but Vega Squadron absolutely obliterated DFM for a second game in a row. They also had the Sonataric, and they added it with the Kindred on top of that, and the Kale as well. So they had a bunch of invulnerability, but they just did not get to a point in the game where they would be able to reliably use it. This type of comp needs at least like 35 minutes to get online, and then it becomes invincible. As you can tell, this game ended in 26 minutes. The Zoe, No Man's Zoe and Nanasik, his Hecarim was amazing. We also saw Blitzcrank, but I don't think it was too big of a factor personally in the bot lane. They got a few kills, but it wasn't anything too serious, I didn't think. Finally, they came back to these, which I can see again. But we had DFM versus Ints in this game, which did not mean anything. That's the tough part. Is this game did not mean anything. Wow, the Ezreal absolutely popped off. Unipon. He was a god in this game. Like, he just absolutely destroyed everyone we saw. He was going guns blazing, just killing every single person right at the beginning. Like, he stepped up multiple times and just got like double kills. It was amazing. It was super fun to watch, and it was very great. Now, it's very disappointing performance to see Brazil. They went 1-5, and it was very disappointing to see. But DFM, it was a fantastic showing this MSI. We got to remember, I was picking DFM to actually win this group, so it kind of sounds like it was a disappointment because they got second. But really, they went 4-2, and if you remember anything from Japan, like, they were crying because they won 2 games last year, I believe, like during play-in. So like, this team, Japan's not expecting any wins. Sorry for yawning again. I'm always a tired person, if you can tell. But yeah, Japan's never been like a top. They've always been like considered like the worst region. So the fact that not only are we like expecting them to be possibly moving out of play-ins now, but the fact that they're still going 4-2 in a play-in, or yeah, 4-2 is very respectable in the play-ins. And honestly, it was nice to see them. They weren't able to beat Vega, but I can see them coming back as long as they can win the Japanese league in the summer as well. I can see them coming back for Worlds and maybe making a little splash there. Maybe trying to at least take on or go to the next round to take on the teams like EDG, or not EDG, but you know, the play-in match before the group stage. I don't think they'd make group stage, but like they could get to that match. And finally, we had Vega Squadron versus Mega. Mega actually won this game. This game was kind of a joke game as well. Mega was in full control. Very dominant performance by them. But Vega had already sealed first place. They were 5-0, and I don't think they necessarily tried too much, which made my prediction sad. But I could have gone 8-0 on the day, just like I could have gone 8-0 on the first day. But it's okay. I get it. The second time that's happened to me with I think it was this Bombers game as well. It did not matter. So 2 of my 5 losses were games that did not matter. So that hurts. But at the end of the day, you still got to pick them. You still got to hope. So I finished the play-ins at 20-5, which is a solid 80. Or is that 80%? I think it is. 20 to 20. Yeah, it is. Nice. I didn't even know that. Yeah, so that's an 80% prediction rate for someone who had not seen these teams coming into this. Very happy about that. Brian also with the solid 72%. That's what that said. Yep. Yeah, so those are pretty high pick rates. I thought we did really well. We had a little bit of shaky day 2, but day 1 was... This was all luck. I will say day 1 was pretty much all luck. Day 2 was when we thought we knew more, and we had a few. This game doesn't count. DFM, we didn't know necessarily too much about how good Vega was going to be, and Fong Fu, actually, that was pretty shocking that they lost to that Joseph Fujimacha. Sorry, but this game today was definitely what we had learned from here, or at least what I had learned from here. I definitely put that into doing these predictions, and this is the day I was the most proud of, for sure, because like this one, obviously, as you could tell, was a. Luck because we didn't know too much of this game. We went 6-3, which is still pretty good, and then 7-1 here was the best part. Next, next, let's just go straight into predictions. So we have LOL Esports. Nope, that's not what I want. LOL Esports. Can't right now. I just muted myself in Discord, not on the mic. Whoopsies. But yeah, so we have Team Liquid versus Fung Fu Buffalo in the best of 5, and this is going to be. I as the Team Liquid fan, it's not going to be as easy as I think Team Liquid is saying. They're saying 3-0. I don't think it'll be a 3-0. I don't think it'll be as hard as Reddit is saying, though. I'm kind of in the middle here. I really like what Fung Fu Buffalo has here with Zeros and Big Kuro. I definitely thought they were the best team of Group A, and frankly, I definitely thought they were the best team of play-ins. Unfortunately, I still think Team Liquid is a very good team, and I may be biased, but I think Team Liquid is very close, if not it's slightly worse than G2. But I think that if they went to a best of 5, they would go really close, 5 games back and forth. That's about where I put them skill wise. But in saying that, I think that they'll beat Fung Fu 3-1. I believe Fung Fu will start out right off the gate with a victory. That Fung Fu will win game 1 because of the amp from the crowd and all the excitement and stuff. But outside of that, once the nerves go in for Team Liquid, they'll be fine. Get the draft better, and because they're going to draft something bad, I just have a gut feeling they're going to have a poor draft at game 1. They're going to go back, relook at it, get game 2, get nice clean victory. Game 3 will be a complete blowout, and game 4 will be a closer game, but it'll still be for Team Liquid in a 3-1 situation. And I believe if I gotta look back here for a second. Yes, Brian also has Team Liquid on 3-1. He didn't give me any analysis with it, but he just has his Team Liquid 3-1. Next, we have Flash Wolves versus Vega Squadron. And Flash Wolves, a lot of people have been saying, "Oh, don't count out Flash Wolves because they're Flash Wolves and they're always good at MSI." This Flash Wolves team is much different than most of the other Flash Wolves teams that we have seen in the recent weeks or years, not weeks. This team is not the same. They don't have Maple. They don't have Sword Art, which are very two. They have Rather and Xiaoxi. I'm butchering his name. I apologize. But yeah, and they have Boogie as their jungler, and they have Hanabi and Betty as their top in ADC. Hanabi and Betty they've been here for a while, and Betty is Hanabi won the best player of LMS if I remember correctly, but Betty also I thought performed better than Hanabi personally if I had a vote. So, and going by that, I think that they will still be okay against Vega Squadron. I think Betty just simply outclasses Gadget by enough that they'll be able to dominate in the bot lane pretty much the entire time. And I want to say that Vega Squadron could move on because that'd be cool to have a Russian team, like a big upset like that. But from what I saw the plans, they looked really, really good. They did. I'm ignoring the mega game because that game didn't count. Don't worry, that's not there. But I'm really thinking Flash Wolves is going to win 3-1 in this as well. I think that Vega Squadron will take a game, but I don't think that Flash Wolves will exactly I think Flash Wolves are not as good as they were originally, for sure. I think they're very weaker than they are before, but I think they're still stronger than the play-in teams. I think that Fung Fu Buffalo would indeed beat Flash Wolves, but against Vega Squadron that they should be able to win 3-1. However, Brian has Vega Squadron winning 3-2. But I just don't see it. I think Betty is a phenomenal ADC, and I think him and Hanabi especially will just be able to carry the team to victory against Vega Squadron. And then we will talk about this tomorrow as well, where we'll go over these games. But I think that Vega will be going home against Fung Fu as well. Yeah, I know, man. All right. And that is our podcast for the week because the games are starting in 3 hours. So, thank you guys for watching, and we will see you tomorrow to discuss these games. Good night.